Motor, J Motor, J Motor, J Motor, recognize Heckler House, Heckler House. Oh, 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 oh.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, this past week, all I kept seeing in the news was the whole Israel, Palestine, Iran war bullshit. Like, the majority of Americans do not give a fuck. It has nothing to do with us. War is bad. People die in it. Hamas, actually Iran funding Hamas, attacked them first. Do they have a right to defend themselves? Yeah, but Israel tends to go overboard on that shit. There's this holy war thing that's been going on for thousands of years between them two. Israel is more incapable of taking care of themselves. We do not need to be the world police. We do not need to get involved. Plain and simple. And AOC and her little Ford group, Radical 4 progressive group, are pieces of crap. You know, going and, you know, let's side with the Palestinians for going over there and killing a bunch of babies and children. Innocent lives, taking innocent lives, you know. They have no clue what the hell is going on over there. None. So they're ignorant. And anyone who follows them and is okay with that kind of crap, yo, fuck off. I don't want you near me. Supporting that war's BS. Anyways, moving on past that. I'll be glad when Trump gets back in there and fixes all this shit that the elite left has destroyed. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let's get on to what I really want to talk to you about this week. I finished watching the second season of the Wheel of Time series. Now, understand that I did do the first season a while back, so some of this is going to be rehashed stuff, but I just had to watch it because I knew it was going to be really bad, and it was. This series, as I said before, does not go with the books at all. It mentions a few key words and stuff that's from the books and the characters' names, but the rest of it is hogwash. They added and omitted so much from the books. It's not even the Wheel of Time anymore. Like most of the characters, you already know that they went and race swapped almost every single character in this television adaptation. None of the characters look anything like they do in the books, practically. With the exception of maybe Moraine and Randall. Other than that, the rest of them look nothing like their characters in the books. Perrin, I don't know what the hell the writers are doing with Perrin. His story is so... They literally ruined him as a character. Because that's not how his story goes in the books. Not even close. That really ticks me off. Because that was like my favorite out of the group was Perrin. They make Randall look like a sissy boy, but he's actually a super badass in the books. But they make him look so pathetic. The two women, I don't know what the hell they're doing there. That whole story with her being a slave and shit, that's way, way later in the books. It's like they skipped a whole bunch of books just to put that in there. Because, again, with the Matt situation, The Hunt for the Horn is the second book. If you ever read the books, and I've read almost all of them. I never finished the series just because it got really bland and boring towards the 5th or 6th book. But that's the second book. And he actually goes on the hunt for the horn. Like there's a whole bunch of them that go hunting for this horn. He finds it. So this, they've already found the horn and, he steals it and all that. No. And that spear, he gets a spear, yes, but he doesn't make it. It's given to him. If I remember right, it's been so long. I read these books like in high school. If I remember, it's the ghost or the dead heroes that give him the spear. I can't remember. And then he starts to remember, and touching the horn and this spear, he starts remembering his past life or something, that he used to be the one who wielded the horn hundreds of years ago or some shit. So, and he remembers he used to be some kind of king or some shit. I can't remember exactly. And that's, you hear him in the television show. He starts yelling this phrase when they go to attack that group or whatever on the side of the tower or whatever. That's or the castle wall or whatever. Anyways, that's that phrase. That's because he remembers, he used to be this past king or something, and that was their phrase, before they went into battle or some shit. But like I said, they've ruined it. Whoever's doing this television show, they've ruined it. It sucks. It's absolutely god awful. And I seen an article posted by Neurotic or some shit on Twitter. Somebody wrote an article saying it's better than the Tolkien movies or some shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That is the #1 best of all time fucking fantasy series. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're so dumb. Whoever wrote that article is an idiot. Anyways, this show, I do not recommend it. 2 thumbs down. It's absolutely terrible. The whole Forsaken thing. The Forsaken are after him throughout the entire series. All of them. It's not just 1 or 2. It's the whole group. There's like 9 of them. And they're all the time attacking him throughout the entire series. Each one's like trying to pick off the other, one of the 4 main characters, from the village. I forget, two rivers or whatever. That goes on through the entire fucking series of books. They don't just pop up at the last minute because one of them dies. That's not how it goes. That's why I said they screwed up. They screwed the whole fucking show up. It's terrible. Read the books. That's all I got to say. Read the books. If you truly want to know about this series. The only reason these motherfuckers started doing this series is because of the Aes Sedai. And the reason why is because they're a feminist, misogynist fucking society. You know, they want to control everything. The Aes Sedai. You know, it's all feminist crap. You know, it's... That's the only reason why they did it. They did this series for television. Because they thought they could use that to push the leftist agenda crap. And try to brainwash more people with that feminist BS. But anyways, enough of that. Just read the books. It's completely different. It's told completely different. Whoever wrote this for television adaptation, they should be fired. Because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're destroying it. Okay. Moving on. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Okay, movieaholics. This week is Horror Week. Or actually Horror Month, because it is that time of the year again, and we will be continuing on with our marathon, horror marathon. This year, this franchise is the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and we are now on 5 and 6. So start with number 5, which is called The Dream Child. It was done in 1989 and made about 22 million. So the box office numbers kind of dropped a little bit on this one. I think some people were a little disappointed with the last one. It was okay, but it wasn't really that great. Again, Lisa Wilcox comes back to reprise her role as Alice, and Danny Hessel comes back to reprise his role as Dan. And of course, you got Robert Englund as Freddy. Now, the story in this one is Alice gets pregnant, and she's closed the door or the gate for Freddy to enter the dream world anymore. However, because she's having a child, he kind of has the same abilities in the dream world. So Freddy uses him as a key to open the gate and come back from hell or whatever, to come back into the dream world. He uses the child who's, you know, if you know anything about having children, you know, like the vast majority of the time they're sleeping. So naturally, he's able to use the dreams of the child to get to her friends, her new friends. And he pretty much kills them one by one. There's like 3 or 4 of them he kills, including her boyfriend. She figures out the way to get rid of him this time. They're always got to find a new way to get rid of him. But this time she figures out, she has a dream about his mother, Amanda Kruger, and she tells him to find her bones, or where her bones are resting in the tower where she was, raped by 100 maniacs or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, while she's towards the end, while she's dealing with Freddy, she sends her friend to go find the remains of Amanda Kruger, his mother. Her friend does find the remains and releases her soul. And her soul shows up, and she tells the kid, which is like a 10 or 12-year-old boy, somewhere between 10 and 12 years old in the dreams. She tells the kid to release the souls that Freddy's been feeding him, so that, because he's like killing his mother. So he does, and Freddy, he gets, I don't know, he like becomes a baby again. It's kind of weird. And then, Alice's kid becomes a baby as well. And Freddy goes into Amanda Kruger's belly, and Alice's kid, Jacob, that was his name, he goes back into Alice's, belly or whatever. And Amanda Kruger takes Freddy to the other side to lock him away for good. And Alice, lives happily ever after with their baby. And that's the end of the movie. This one was okay. It was alright. It wasn't the best one out of the bunch for sure, but it was okay. Not as good as the fourth one. The fourth one was just, as well. I don't know, after the third one, the movies kind of dwindled for me. I mean, they were still okay, but they weren't really that great. I give this one a thumbs up, thumbs down, because it wasn't the best of the series. It was just, Alright, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the 6th installment. It's called Freddy's Dead. And it was done in 1991. And it made about $34 million. Again, not too well at the box office. This one starred Lisa Zane and Yaphet Kotto. This is also the first one out of the whole series that doesn't use the whole jump rope girls in the nursery rhyme. And there's a bunch of reasons why this is done differently. Now, they tacked Wes Craven's name on this. Of course, they did most 4 or 5 in this one. He really didn't have a lot to do with the writing. They just tacked his name on it. Like because it's he's the one who started the franchise. This one is done really, really bad cheesy. I mean, really cheesy. And the reason why is because the director and writer went all cartoony-ish on it, like a Warner Brothers cartoon, the old Bugs Bunny kind of cartoon crap. That's what you see through most of this movie. It's really cheesy and corny. And the cut scenes, the director, I don't know what she was thinking. She was making the cut scenes like really choppy. It was really bad. It wasn't put together very well. It's like they would have a conversation and all of a sudden, bleep, they skip it on to another conversation in a whole completely different scene. The director had no clue what she was doing. Like I said, all the cut scenes were really choppy and cut up all wrong. They'd be having a conversation and then all of a sudden you're in another different conversation. It didn't blend in real well at all. I don't know her name. It's like Rachel Tatel or some shit like that. She's terrible. Terrible director. But that happens a lot with your female directors. They just don't tell stories real well. And like I said, the movie was done like a Warner Brothers classic Bugs Bunny cartoon. It was really bad, cheesy. Now, I remember when I first watched this, when it first came out, and I thought it was okay. But then after rewatching it this time, I'm like, wow, I could see why it was so bad. It was bad. This is probably next to least one that I like the most. I mean, there's one that's even worse. And we'll be getting to that next week. But this one was pretty bad. Now the story is that Freddy's like, this has been good. They kind of like jumped like it's way in the future or some shit. Freddy's destroyed, like killed off pretty much all the kids in town. And then the adults have literally lost their minds and gone loony. And so it doesn't make any sense. It's bizarro writing. Anyway, Freddy can't get out of the dream realm, or in the place he's at. He needs some way to get out. So the last surviving teen he sends out to go get his daughter, because she's Bloods. All of a sudden he has a daughter. The first 5 movies mention nothing of him having kids. Now all of a sudden he has a daughter. So he uses his daughter to get out so he could enter other people's dreams. All of a sudden the doctor comes up with, there's a doctor, he comes up with the idea of being able to pull Freddy out of the dream, and they could kill him because he'll be flesh and blood if they do that. Boy, does that not sound familiar. I wonder where we've seen that before. Anyways, it's like it's a new idea or something when it's not. However, they did add this whole thing with these dream demons that give Freddy the power to fucking be immortal and live in dreams, which was kind of bizarre, but whatever. So they've literally done all kinds of shit to kill him. Now in this one, they pretty much just blow him up after they pull him out of the dream, and then supposedly it's done and over and he's dead, which we know didn't happen, but whatever. Like I said, this is probably my least of the franchise that I liked. I mean, again, it was super cheesy. Definitely thumbs up, thumbs down. It wasn't like super bad, but it wasn't really very good at all. It was just too damn cheesy. It was, I don't know, it was so cartoony-ish compared to the rest of them. The rest of them were more, you know, thriller, scary, violent. This one was really goofy. It was cheesy. Yeah, you also had cameos by Johnny Depp, Roseanne Barr, and Tom Arnold. You know, you had a few cameos in it too. But like I said, this director had no idea what she was doing. She screwed it up, and you get that sometimes. At just about pretty much every time with a female director. Very rarely can a female director pull it off. Anyways, that's all I have for you this week. If you could think of any underrated movies or movies I may never have heard of before, some B-rated movies that you thought were pretty good that I might like, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. So again, that's all I have for you this week. Tune in next week where we will continue the Nightmare series, reviewing the Nightmare movies. Until next time, I told you to be told the truth, and you've just been told.